Hello, I'm Bill Russell, and we have our 7th edition of Membership Moments. We're spotlighting our outstanding businesses in the Lake Norman area, and we've got Marco. We have Marco with ITrip Vacations, Joel Pfyffer with Prosciutto's Pizza and Subs, and also Kevin Lafone with Carolina Eye. And Kevin, I'm going to start with you. I've known you for a long time. We've been in Rotary together. Tell me a little bit about your practice and really what's your target market? Who all do you see?
Thanks, Bill. Yeah, we have known each other a long time, and it has been Rotary, a lot of it along the way. Carolina Eye Care, we're right here on Catawba Avenue in Cornelius, 19607. We are located between the Walgreens and F&B Bank, right next to InMotion Fitness. I've been here in this practice since 2004. I bought the practice from a retiring doctor. So before me, if you all in, this practice has actually been here since the 80s. So Dr. George Martin, that started the practice years and years ago, it's been a staple of Cornelius for a long time. Target market, anybody. Yeah. If you have eyes, we can see you. So that's what that's kind of how we I guess market to everyone that way. So
and we were just talking before we came in. You saw how many patients today?
Today was 22 or 23.
That's a lot of people coming in.
It is.
Is that a typical day?
It's becoming that way. I think, I know, unfortunately, a lot of businesses suffered through COVID with the number of people here in the Lake area that are working from home, not going to work, the number of kids that are doing school from home. It's just easier for people to schedule appointments right now, I feel like. So for medical care, I don't think that Carolina Eye Care is much different than the other medical providers in the area. I think a lot of us are doing really well. We're seeing a lot of patients because people are having an easier time getting access to it, to our services without having to go to work as much, go to school as much.
Sure.
Joel, I would say as a general, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say as a general rule prior to COVID, a busy day for me would have been 18 to 20. So, you're talking about another 4 or 5 patients a day.
Joel, your business is located at Shops on the Green, the Chamber of Commerce. We were located there probably from 1994 to 2005. And at one point, we had Pizza Inn was there, and then you came in and opened up your place. And man, not only it's pizza and subs, but I think you got the best wings in town. Absolutely great wings. But share a little bit about, you'll second that. Share a little bit about what all food items you have and what's your hours of operation, Joel?
Hours of operation, Monday through Thursday, 4 to 10. Of course, the bar is open till whenever we sell drinks, serves as last drink. Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, 11 to 10. Again, open till whenever. Thank you for the wings. I'll argue with you, but I guess I'll let that one slide. You're talking about the menu, typical pizza, pasta, salads. A lot of Italian places don't have wings, but we saw an opportunity to make them right. As long as everyone had the patience to wait 20 minutes is about as long as it takes us to cook it. No one complains, and they're a pretty good product.
Yeah, and your pizzas are great too. I will admit you've got awesome pizzas.
Appreciate it.
So, Marco Ceccarelli, is that right? Ceccarelli?
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about iTrip Vacations, because let me tell you something. I'm ready for a vacation. What vacations do you plan?
Well, it's a very interesting thing. We actually do short-term rental management.
Oh.
But we don't just do short-term rental management on the normal level that everybody understands. Oh, they just manage our short-term rental. They have our property on Airbnb and Vrbo. No, we don't do that. We do it in a totally different way. We have, like I just mentioned, Airbnb and Vrbo. I'm sure you guys have heard of them. Those are 2 channel partners. I'm affiliated with over 80. HomeAway, Flipkey, Expedia. I could go on and on and on. And what we also do is we provide our guests the experience that I want to share here, the fact that Cornelius and the area is beautiful. The lake, the town, the breweries. It's a nice place and a great place to have a short-term rental. And the numbers just speak volumes. We actually now do boat rentals around Lake Norman with our short-term rentals. We actually do flight lessons around Lake Norman with our short-term rentals. We're doing CDC guideline in-room massage in our short-term rental. So we are expanding and bringing the area all the great stuff that it has to offer and bringing it to our guests.
So
And they're
if,
coming from all over the world and all over the country, and showing that Charlotte, it is a destination. It is a vacation destination.
so it's a vacation without leaving home for us.
Bingo.
I've got your website up, sharing it on the screen. Is that the best way to get a hold of you guys? Contact ITrip Vacations is your website?
That is correct. And please check out this website, because I'm sure you guys are dying to go on vacation. If you check out my website, you will see all our properties across the nation, because we are nationwide. So check out the properties that we have in Carolina Beaches. Check out our properties in Aspen, Colorado, and also check out our properties in Hawaii. Now, those are awesome. Me and my wife basically run the company. We own the ITrip Vacations Charlotte franchise, and it's just, it's so nice to actually work in short-term rentals and really expose what Cornelius really has to offer, because it really has blown us away.
And you're an Air Force veteran, correct?
That's correct. I joined, goodness, in 96. Yes, 96. I was aerospace propulsion specialist, which basically means I was a grease monkey for F-15 Strike Eagles and F-16 Falcons off of Tyndall Air Force Base down at the Panhandle of Florida. Great base, great people. I can't say enough good things about the people that I met in the Air Force. Just life lessons.
Well, we certainly appreciate your service. And Joel, I've got your website up. And again, you're located at Shops on the Green. Obviously, the best way to get a hold of you guys is to go there. But I'm sure you do a lot of takeout.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, at the beginning of this, it was all takeout, so, which was good because we already had takeout as part of our business plan. So,
talk about COVID. How did you guys stayed open? You stayed open, and you continue to do takeout and curbside.
yes. I'm sorry, I didn't get the question in that one, Bill.
Well, talking a little bit about how COVID impacted you. You still
We just rolled the punches, really.
Yep.
You have no idea. The next thing you know, the governor's on TV and he's going, up. It's 25%, it's 50%. Now it's 75%. No, really, honestly, it's kind of fun if it weren't for the whole craziness of it. These new challenges every day. Wow, how are we going to fit, this over here or whatever? It's been a heck of a year. I'm sure everybody can agree on that.
Yeah, I know you're a big New England Patriots, and Sylvia Spurrier on our staff, she is from Massachusetts, and so she's a huge New England Patriots fan, and so you're like the hub for the Patriots folks around here, right? In football season.
Yes, not so much last year, which was probably fortunate considering our record. But I guess we got Cam for another year, so that ties us to the Charlotte market.
Yeah. Now that we're back up 75%, and we'll start tomorrow. This is actually Thursday, and people will see this video on Friday. But are you starting to see some of your regulars come back in?
Yeah, but it started like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And there was nothing. There was nothing. There was no advertising campaign. Nothing. It just all of a sudden we're like, whoa, we're back to pre-COVID levels. Okay, you don't get a notice for it, but we'll take it.
That's
Absolutely.
good. That's good. Kevin, I've got your website up, and is that the best way to contact Carolina Eye, is your website?
Yes, through our website, there's a lot of contact points through the website. Our phone number 704-892-3542. We can also contact us. Our website, as you can see, we still have a lot of COVID information on there from everything that's been going on. But yes, the appointments can be scheduled through our website. We can schedule appointments for eye exams, for eyeglasses selection, contact lens fittings. Yeah.
Kevin, did you guys take a PPP? Did you get a paycheck protection? Did you get a small business loan?
We actually didn't do a PPP because as a medical office, we were eligible for it, but we weren't required to close during the initial shutdown when the PPPs were really popular. We did do an EIDL, so I did do an economic injury disaster loan. When everyone was shut down through April and May of last year, while we weren't required to, my particular business model, we're based a lot more on routine eye care, glasses, contact lenses, as opposed to medical care. So we chose to close for a month and a half just because we were told by our state board, see all the medical patients you want, but if it can be postponed or scheduled, such as a routine exam, they encouraged us to do that. So we did follow that advice of our state board. We did close for a month and a half. Another reason I didn't look at the PPP as much because my staff was actually furloughed for a month and a half, enjoying the extra $600 a week of the federal money they were receiving through unemployment benefits.
And how big is your staff?
I have 7.
7 people.
Mhm.
Tell me, how have you kept your patients secure during the COVID? I'm sure you're wearing the mask. You're keeping the place clean and sanitized.
Yes. So we've adopted protocols that are in line with the CDC for medical offices. I work with one of the physicians up at Piedmont Healthcare up in Mooresville, the large medical group up there, and sort of followed their model. We changed the number of patients we see initially until we got really good at it. We did slow down for a while there. But at this point now, we're cleaning rooms completely, not just surfaces where patients touch, but every surface, every countertop, every seat, not just the armrest, but the seat back, all the equipment. We actually run ultraviolet light system on weekends in the rooms that kill all the germs in the room after 30 minutes. We used to have, we've always had appointments for seeing the doctor in the back, but we had an optical store up front where it was walk-in service. We've had to move that to appointment only. So we do that to avoid having too many people in the optical shop at any given time. But just extensive cleaning, CDC guidelines with masking, hand washing, in some cases gloving. So,
Kevin, what sets Carolina Eye apart from other practices?
you know, I'm still the only doctor here. I'm the guy that the practice starts with and ends with. When you come in as a patient here, we have so many patients that have been here for years. It's almost like family. I'm not a large corporation. There's not some guy making decisions about your healthcare or the business that you're coming in to see from 2 states away. I just feel like everyone has the opportunity when they come in to get to know me, the owner, and if they have any problems, feel very comfortable talking to me directly to solve the problems if there are any. I feel like everyone feels more comfortable here than they would in an office where they don't have that type of scenario.
Yeah. Joel, you're a locally owned business. You're not a franchise. You own the shop. Did you take any kind of small business assistance?
I did any and all I could get, and it was needed and it was timely. I mean, I not much one for having the government do much for us, but they did a heck of a job in the last year.
Did you do it both first one and second?
Correct.
Was it a local financial institution?
Actually, Cuesta deserves a lot of props for this. My bank, I won't name, had no idea what was going on. I called up with my application saying, "Hey, it's ready. Do you want it now?" And they're like, "What application?" So then Cuesta came around and said, "Listen, we know you're not a client, but we're helping out small businesses." So basically, I am a client now. They did a really good job.
They are a good bank. Same kind of question. You've got a lot of regulars, folks that love prosciuttos. Again, I'm a big fan of prosciuttos. What do you think is the reason that people continue to come back to prosciuttos?
Wow, for reasons you all know. I mean, the food and stuff like that. But then, God's sakes, you got to get out of the house, don't you? You know, at some point. I know there's some people who are just never going to leave their house. That's going to happen. And who knows what's going to happen to them when we go back to normal, if there ever is a normal. But it's like going over your buddy's house.
Okay. Marco, switching over to you. Did you get any small business assistance?
I got the idle. I didn't go for the PPP. Most of our staff is all subcontractors. So, but COVID did an entire crazy number for short-term rentals. It has been just a whiplash. We, of course, everybody kind of petrified at the early stages in 2020 because everything was, of course, stopped. But when they reopened up everything, and then about June, really, when they started reopening up everything, I noticed that my main competition, being hotels, were just getting clobbered. So it pushed everything towards us. So even though we were able to secure the idle, the business recovered very, very quickly. And after what happened in December, I don't know if you heard, but one of our channel partners, Airbnb, went on the stock market. And we were expecting $63 a share. And last I checked, it was 134. And Airbnb is worth more than Hyatt and Hilton combined.
Oh, wow.
So it's just ratcheted up everything. The days of the lobby are gone. So homeowners through our company are able to have such a huge outreach. I even provide homes for incoming medical staff that stays with Atrium Health and Presbyterian. So we've been able to secure rooms for those doctors and surgeons and nurses that are coming in the area, as well as bank executives that have to deal with Wells Fargo. So it's been interesting for us.
Marco, you are a nationwide company, but yet you and Mary live here in the Charlotte Lake Norman market. What brought you to our market to make your home?
The beauty. I love the fact that it's so well centralized and everything is around you. The breweries, the lake. If you want to have a calm, relaxing time, you can get on a car, drive an hour away or 2 hours to Asheville or the mountains and enjoy it. Or you can go south, enjoy the center of the city in Charlotte and Painted Red, or you can go all the way to the beach. So it's so well centralized. The people are great. The food's terrific. Thanks, Joel. And and we have great doctors like Kevin. So, and you guys. So it's the people, it's the area, it's all 4 seasons. What more do I want?
Yeah. Joel, the restaurant business is a hard business. It really is. You operate on a razor thin margin to begin with. But tell me, why did you get into the hospitality business? What lured you into being a restaurateur?
Oh boy. Well, I think everybody who works in a pizza place when they're a kid always says, hey, I'm going to open up a pizza place someday when I grow up. I just happened to have an opportunity in '99 to get into one. No money down. It gave me the other side of running the business. I knew how to run a business when I was a teenager, but not the financial side. I knew how to run the, front of the house and back of the house, but not the top of the house. And then eventually we moved. I opened my own in New Hampshire, sold it, came down here, we built the house in the lake, and that was it.
And what brought you to Lake Norman? Why Lake Norman?
We looked at the coast. We did, wasn't too thrilled by it. So I opened up a map, found the biggest lake, put my finger on it. Here we are 16 years later. So
Now, Kevin, you bought a practice, but what brought you to Lake Norman?
Interesting story. My wife and I met at UNC Wilmington. I did undergraduate down in Wilmington, and we sort of had this little deal going. Was she was not happy about moving to Philadelphia for optometry school. She's a Southern girl, and Philly was not her thing. However, I convinced her anyway that if she would give me 4 years in Philadelphia, she could choose where we live for the next 40. We call it the 440 plan. But her father and her family is from Concord area. So she wanted to be close to him. I got out of school in 2002. And the first 2 years, actually, I was working in Hickory, but I realized real fast I didn't like working for other people. And that's when I ended up looking to open my own practice, and was fortunate enough to sort of land here because there was a practice for sale here. I was looking at Mooresville, still a lake community, but I'm really happy I ended up in Cornelius specifically.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. Staying with you, what is something that you think the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce can do to help support your practice?
I think the chamber is important in helping business owners get together and share ideas like this, to meet people who share some of the same challenges you have in business, to learn from people who've already been through things that you're going through, to help teach people to go through things that you've already been through. But the camaraderie of business owners, the ability to get together, to get to know each other, because it just creates a large net. Knowing you guys, the next time you talk to someone who's walking by you in the store and their glasses fall off, oh, I know a guy that can help you fix that. Yeah, it's things like that. The more your name is out there and associated with good people, business owners, people that know and trust you, the more likely you are to get referrals and your business to grow.
Yeah.
And I think the chamber is a big part of that.
Joel, I know transportation's always been a hot button for you, and I every time I
didn't want it to be.
every time I think about prosciuttos, and a lot of people may have forgotten this, back when Catawba Avenue was going through the whole DDI, diverging diamond issue, excuse me, guys, I thought I turned my phone off. But the whole time we were going through the diverging diamond, congestion was a killer. And it stayed that way for a long time. And we actually had a meeting at Prosciutto's where we talked about how we were going to bring business back to exit 28. We had the meeting at Prosciutto's and we packed them in. I don't think you could have put more people into your restaurant than we did that night. But tell me, what are some other things you think that the Chamber of Commerce can do to benefit your business?
Well, like he said, answers, you know, Bill, I've called you over the years when I have a problem and I'm not quite sure how to deal with it. I'm sure you've listened to many business owners over the last 20 years. Or how long have you been doing this?
This is the 25th year. Yeah.
Yeah,
Here
so
at the
25
Lake Norman
years.
Chamber, I was with another chamber 3 years before that.
Yeah. And, you know, just exposure and guidance, basically.
And Marco, you're fairly new. I think you actually attended, if I'm right, we had a new member reception in like January or February before COVID took over, and you attended that new member reception. So you're fairly new kid on the block. Tell me how you think that the chamber can help you with the rentals and things that you do with your business.
I love being able to go to these events that you guys throw. And I think those are the most important ones because it really helps us network. Kevin said it best. We can really start bouncing ideas off each other and finding out how I can help other business owners. And as in the military would say, strength in numbers.
Mhm.
And if you can trust the person next to you to cover your six and bring those people into close proximity where great ideas can be shared, sky's the limit. Yeah, I love the events. I love the networking. People are very smart in the area. They know what they're doing, which is, I think, why they picked Cornelius to really launch their businesses. And looking forward to working with all you guys and bringing more short-term rentals into the area. Right now, one thing that I will say, not just my words, but the revenue that some of these homeowners are making in the Cornelius area is crazy. So it's not just my wording, it's the revenue, it's the people, it's everything. So thank you guys very much. You guys are great.
Couple more years, maybe we can work something out. Gotta get the kids out of the house first.
Get out.
Marco, you mentioned the events and thankfully we're getting back into the event business again. The announcement by the governor that Joel's going to be able to now put 75%. We still not quite at 100% yet, but bars and the restaurants are upping. Some retail now is back full bore. The Chamber of Commerce, we're going to be able to put 50 people at a seminar indoors and 100 people networking out. We're starting our networking events again, starting next week on April 1st. We're going to have our first networking event in a long time when we gather together at Lost Worlds. And then Carefree Boat Club is going to be April 15th. So we got that coming up as well. So we're getting back in the event business. That's going to be good for our members. But I want to thank all three of you for everything that you do and being involved. Kevin, any last words on behalf of Carolina I?
Yeah. No, I appreciate you having me on and helping me. Again, this is what the chamber does. It introduces me to people. I know Joel, I've known you. Good to meet you, Marco. Enjoyed the time here together. Look forward to the events coming back.
Yes.
And Joel, again, you're located at Shops on the Green in Cornelius, but and your hours of operation now are
Monday through Thursday, 4 to 10, Thursday through Sunday, 11 to 10.
Yep. And Marco, they can get a hold of you by.
You can send me an email at marco@itrip.net. You can also send me a phone call at 704-497-0855. I'm always on the phone. I'm always on the email. I'll tell you a quick story real quick that I think will make you all smile. I was talking to a gentleman that is planning Christmas. And I was like, Christmas? Why are you planning Christmas now? I mean, it's so early in the year. And he goes, well, by Christmas, we expect everybody to be completely vaccinated. We're going to basically ready to open up everything. So we're going to throw the biggest, craziest Christmas party we can get and get everybody in our family together. So it just made me smile to watch these people planning Christmas now, but they're excited. They want to get out and it's time. So,
Well, last Christmas, my family, we couldn't have everybody together. It's probably yours either. But our we didn't even have a Thanksgiving together. First time in many, many years, we did not do Thanksgiving together. So yeah, we're looking forward to
yes, we are.
getting back to some sense of normalcy. Well, thank you. And I want to wish all three of you a great weekend at the lake. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you,
Thank
Bill.
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Look forward to seeing you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Sure.